And welcome back into Law Call tonight. We have a very special edition of the show tonight as we're talking about distracted driving and really giving you a first-hand account of really the heartache that practice can cause with a very special guest tonight. If you have questions, we certainly want to talk to you. The number 855-LAW-1955, but also want to give our guest tonight a chance to just tell more of her story.
Yeah, having known Michelle's story for as long as I have, you know, one thing that I found Michelle to be is just straightforward and with all candor. And you know, we talked about how, you know, I'm not perfect. Melanie's not perfect. Michelle's not perfect. And Michelle will tell you, Michelle, that before this tragedy occurred, you were like probably most people out there. You would text and drive.
Absolutely.
And yeah. So what would you tell those folks out there that yes, you do catch yourself doing it, you know better, but still, you know, something comes up, and it's not just texting and driving, it's talking on the phone, it's doing all the things in the car that other than driving. But what would you tell folks, not in an accusatory way, but rather in a way that could help them process this and take baby steps to maybe get better?
Yes, and I was one of the worst. You know, I kind of when I tell people, I mean, I was not being a good role model to her. She would get on me, Mama, you know, you have your phone, you're driving. I'm like, Cameron, I've been driving 30 years, I got this, you know, and didn't really think about it. In all ways, I believe I was a good role model to my daughter. And except for driving, I just wasn't. And she saw that, and you know, whether or not that it had to be an influence. There's no way around it. And so absolutely, she saw it. She'd take the phone. Who do you want to text? What do you want to do when you call? You know, and it's more than texting and you know, there's email, there's Facebook, you know, there's all kinds of things that we are doing and taking our focus off of the road, and I was the worst one. I mean, and so I absolutely say that, and I say that because I, again, had a wake-up call, and you know what I lost. That was she was my only child, and I don't have. She's forever gone, and it's painful and it's difficult, and it's not just me. It's my family. It's my husband. It's you know, there's so many people that have been just devastated by the loss of Cece. And we don't want that. And I have met so many people over these past few years by doing this, and that is the common denominator for all of us that are trying to advocate for distracted driving. We don't want you to go through what we're going through. We are trying very hard to make sure that you don't suffer like we suffer every day. I mean, it's painful, and I absolutely have my faith, and that's what I lean on and make it through every day. I don't know how you couldn't without that, but there are so many people that just aren't getting it. You can avoid this. You can avoid going through the pain and what we go through by simply realizing that you are distracted when you do anything but put your attention on driving. Do not look at your phone. You know, there are so many other distractions. It's not just the phone, but I do tend to really use that as my main distraction that I focus on, because it took my daughter's life. And I will have to say this as well, come to find out, long story, we'll make real short, she wasn't texting. She was actually recording a happy birthday message to a friend, which is actually even more important to get out, that, okay, well, we have a text. She wasn't breaking the texting law, actually. She was doing what's allowed by the law, but it's not okay. It's not okay to be distracted by your phone, period. Put it down. It's not worth it. It can wait. And that's what we're trying to get out, that, you know, it's not just texting. You can be recording. Your eyes are off of you know, driving. You are no longer focused on the road. And I mean, how is it any different? Just think about it a second, than driving drunk or driving, you know, you are not paying attention. Your full attention is not straight ahead at the road. And you could hurt yourself, your passenger, or someone else that's driving around you, pedestrians, motorcycle, you know, bicycle. There are so many people that are affected or could be potentially affected by your eyes off the road.